It's been 6 months since serial killer Robert Brashears was linked to the 1991 yogurt shop murders. Brashears remains the prime and only suspect, and the case remains officially open as of the recording of this chapter. As Austin cold case detective Dan Jackson continues work on the case, I asked him if he believes his city has accepted that a lone serial killer with 2 guns was responsible for taking those 4 young lives.
I think for the most part, when you lay it all out in its entirety and you show the history, I think for the most people, there's always going to be people with the lingering doubt. There's people who are going to refuse to accept it for whatever reason. That's with anything. I mean, any case. But I think for the most part, because it is encompassing of from multiple angles that we were able to say it's him, that it's pretty. I mean, it's hard to argue.
Does the internet chatter impact anything at all? Because true crime has its own space on the internet, and because people think they know what they know and they don't, and they talk a lot about, I mean, you can hop on Google right now and type in, where did the yogurt shop murders happen? And you'll get 5 addresses in Austin, and only one of them's accurate. So there's a lot of information out there about your crime that is not accurate. Does that cause any issue for you?
It does, because misinformation, then people, have the wrong information, which then just spreads. And it's hard to hold your tongue back sometimes. Like when I would read stuff online, even like Wikipedia or something that was inaccurate. But, I'm not going to go out there and try to correct the internet.
It's not your job to, but still.
Yeah. And even since the press conference and all the media, I'm still reading inaccuracies, like about what happened in the last few months. We're like, no, that's not really how it worked. This is not, somebody was talking, it was like a national podcast, and it was saying how C.C. Moore got the genetic genealogy from Amy's fingernails. It's like, no, you're conflating multiple cases here, different decades. But, so yeah, I've heard it all.
As we wrapped up our interview, I asked Dan Jackson if he knew when he would be able to announce that the yogurt shop case was officially closed.
I don't want to jinx myself. It's a yogurt shop. Because you never know what's going to turn up.
Yeah, fair enough.
But we're close, I think. There's nothing to indicate that yet. Can't say never say never, but we're close.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
This case has gotten a lot of eyes, which hopefully will start opening doors for all the other people to come forward and giving information.
It is an unusual concept for Sean and Angie Ayers to accept, that the murder of Sean's little sister and her friends is considered such a high-profile case. But because it's known as the yogurt shop murders, and now it's getting renewed attention, maybe that can be a good thing. So, do you think it's a benefit now that you are seeing that your case is viewed as high profile?
I guess so. I don't know. This is the only one we ever had.
I hope it helps.
But yeah.
I mean, if that's what it needs to do, absolutely. If it helps the other law enforcement agencies, absolutely.
But it doesn't mean they are ready to accept Robert Brashears as law enforcement's single answer to their 34-year-old mystery. If that work is concluded and the answer from law enforcement is it was him and him alone, he acted alone, we have no evidence to show he acted with any accomplice, just like he did in Portageville, just like he did in Memphis, just like he did in South Carolina and Lexington. Is that enough? Or will there always be something in the back of your mind that somebody else was there?
Prove it.
Prove it.
And I want 100% proof.
And how do you get that, though?
That's their job.
How'd they get their information? Not how they got the information, but show me the information that you based your decision off of. So right now, it seems like if they stopped right now, to me, it's their way of thinking that's good enough. Well, it's never going to be good enough.
One thing that has been true of him and the cases tied to him, solved or not solved, is that It seems one case leads to another, and each case lends itself to more information about him and what it is he does and what is his MO. What does he say to his victims? And so, could your answers or some of your answers come possibly from the continuation of this investigation, not just in your case, but finding other cases? The way
Sure.
we learned more about our case through other cases.
Absolutely.
Do you see that path continuing?
And that's just it would put more timeline. Like, why was he here? And then why was he over there? If people would start coming forward and say, I think this is the guy that did my construction on my house or whatever. Okay, well, now we know why he was there. Where was he before? It could pinpoint us to all the different locations. Because unfortunately, and I don't want it to be true, I really don't, there's probably some other people out there without answers. And we deserve to help them get those.
Identifying all of Robert Brashear's victims is something law enforcement is trying to do right now, scouring old records in states where the transient serial killer could have been when he wasn't in prison. But as you've heard me explain during this podcast, Brashears had a family he went home to after he sexually assaulted and killed women and young girls, and that included a very young daughter. She did not learn about the evil living inside her father until 20 years after he killed himself, when she was just 7 years old. But don't call Deborah Brashears a victim.
There's no laying in the floor crying about it. So that's a victim. So I don't want to take on that role, even though I know I am, but actually succumbing to that role is not okay with me. And so I just keep going. I stay strong. I say I'm strong, even though I'm not.
That's next week on Chasing a Ghost, Chapter 7, A Daughter's Reckoning.